Happy Monday, everyone. Carmen Broxma here with Choose Joy with Carmen. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Arvada, Colorado, and back again for another Mo Joy Monday. And I said last week that we were going to focus on celebration items because we're getting toward the end of celebration. And I did send out a newsletter this week to everyone who's on my email list with the additional celebration items that Stampin' Up! Has added, as well as showing you which ones have already sold out and can no longer be earned for free. And I also shared in that newsletter something exciting that's coming in September, and I'm so excited for. And then also I shared a new kit that was added that I think is really pretty cute. So hopefully if you receive my newsletters, you would have gotten that. If not, if you're not part of my newsletter email list, then you can sign up. And I have put a link in the description on how you can sign up for my newsletter if you're interested. So let me show you today what we're going to be using as far as celebration. I went ahead and I wanted to use this paper right here, the Rings of Love. And so the design that I chose was going to be this one right here. And we're going to be using both sides for my card. Now the card was inspired by Call Me Crafty Elle's August 2022 sheet load, although I tweaked it a little. So and this isn't going to be my sheet load video because I'm going to do that later, but I was just inspired by it, so that's what I went with for this card. And then what I do, like, I just kind of want to show you how I think about creating cards. So I kind of looked at the design, and then I went through the catalog to see what images could I use that kind of match it. And I landed on the Eden's Garden. So we're going to be using the Eden's Garden stamp set that is in the annual catalog. So I think what has happened to me this is I've been, when we started doing the Watercolor Wednesday to celebrate Watercolor Month last month, I've been really kind of watching some watercolor videos, and they're not necessarily Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And I decided I wanted to give it a try on today's card. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start, and I'm just going to use, I guess I should have used shimmery white or the watercolor paper, but I'm going to go ahead and just try it with the basic white and see how that works out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my 3 stamps that I wanted to use out of that Eden's Garden. And I'm also using the sentiment that comes from there. And I'm using the colors that's in the paper. So we've got Poppy Parade and Knit Macaron and Soft Suede. So Soft Suede is going to be for our sentiment and a couple of the flowers or foliage or whatever. I don't know that they look like flowers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out the Knit Macaron, and I'm going to use this image right here from that Gardens Eden set. And I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to just stamp it 3 times. So I'm going to stamp, and then without re-inking, I'm just going to stamp it 3 times. Then I'm going to do that again, kind of over here. Stamp, stamp, stamp. So that's going to be for that. Then I'm going to pull in my other my other foliage with the Poppy Parade. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to ink it up, and then I'm going to decide where I want it, and I'm going to go, same thing, 3 times, stamp, stamp, stamp. And then I might come up here a little bit more and go stamp, stamp, stamp. And then let's do a little bit over here. So stamp, stamp, stamp. So it kind of gives it like a little, you know, detail, like a bunch of flowers. And I think I was inspired again by the paper, right? Because if you look at the paper, it's just kind of all clumped together. And so that was my inspiration. So now I'm going to go ahead and, before I do the soft suede, because I don't want it to get real muddy, I'm going to take my small water painter, and I'm just going to take a little bit of water, not much, just a little, and I'm going to just start pouncing around all that color, just so that it kind of, you know, I guess what it's doing is kind of putting like a little wash behind that. And then I might clean it off before I go into my, you know, next color, because I want to kind of keep the green going, but looks like the green has got too much red. So we're just going to go ahead and keep doing this to each of these images that we've already stamped. And I just think it is such a cool technique. And let me show you what that looks like. Let me maybe put a little more there. See, it just kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but it just kind of softens it, and it kind of mutes it a little and adds that little background. I just think that is such a cool technique. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now bring in my last one with the soft suede. But this time I'm going to off stamp it. I'm going to only do this probably one time or, you know, I'm not going to do stamp, stamp, stamp like I did before. But I am going to off stamp it off on the paper, just so that I can, you know, get a little lighter. And then I'm going to put it kind of where I see some blank areas. And then I'm going to take it right up there. And if you noticed, right where it was kind of wet, it already started kind of blending. So I'm going to go ahead and now, again, bring in my watercolor brush, and then just kind of tap, tap, tap on those areas. And it just, I love the way it looks. It just softens it up. And then we can kind of go up into there if we want. You know, I just think it's pretty cool. So there we go. We have all 3 colors. Now, I might have been able to do a little bit more of the mint macaron, but, and I suppose I could maybe try to stamp a little bit more up there, but you know, I'm going to stick with this. Now I'm going to take my soft suede, and I'm going to put my sentiment, sending hugs. And we're going to put that right up here. And maybe, I'm trying to see if I should have maybe not went, oh, it's not too bad. But see, what happened was it was still a little wet there up on the top of that. And so it kind of is making the bottom of that S kind of, you know, start to bleed out a little. And so I don't, you know, so I guess if you do this and you don't want that look, then don't, you know, wait for it to be completely dry before stamping your sentiment. So we're going to go ahead now, and I did one before, and I kind of think I'm going to use that one instead. See, I like that better. So, but at least I showed you the technique with this one. And we learned not to do that, right? So that's what I like about this is when you practice, you can learn what not to do. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and bring in the card base, and I chose to do soft suede for my card base. And then I have my panel here with the designer series paper. And then I've created another panel with the Poppy Parade and the back side of that designer paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to that. And then we're going to probably put that somewhere on the card here, wherever I decide. If I want it in the middle, off to the side, I don't know. So let me go ahead and get at least that part, adhered all together. And then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back and I have all that adhered. I didn't want to do this because I wanted to show you that I was popping it up. And because I'm going to pop it up here in the middle, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have pop dots on the edges where, it'd be lower. So I just kind of did it like that so that it'll pretty much stay on that panel there and stay even. So I'm going to take the release paper off, and then I'm going to go ahead and find the area that I want it in and plop that down like that. So then I was thinking, what embellishments do I want, or do I want any? And I chose the rustic metallics because of the color, and I think it would really go nicely with the soft suede. So let's go ahead and get 3 of those added on here. Let's put one up here, the larger ones, and I'll probably put, maybe we could do down in this area, kind of where that opening is. We'll do a couple. I don't know. Do I want to do it like that? This is always such a decision where I want to put these little guys. But I think I want to do something. I don't know, because it feels like it's getting too even, and I don't like that. I don't like that even look. So maybe I'll just, no matter where I put it, it seems even. So I'm going to just plop it there, I guess. I still don't like that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a 3rd one. That goes against my theory of 3. But what I could do is I have 3, 4. Maybe I could put another small one down in here somewhere, just to give it an extra. I don't know. This is just not working for me. Maybe I'll put it there. I don't know. I think that looks like a little face. It's bothering me. Well, anyway, maybe I'll pick that up and put it like that. So it kind of looks like it's flowing down that way. That's better to me. I feel like it's got a, like it's not so uniform. You all are probably going, really? But that's just my eye and how I saw it. So that's what I'm doing. So I've already done the inside because I just did the same thing I did on the front, and I did it down here in the corner, and I put a piece of that designer paper that we had on the front on the inside. So that takes care of that card. I just love it. I think it's so cute. So this was an easy card because the designer paper did all the work, right? I love that. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed to my channel and who share my videos and all that good stuff. If you enjoyed today's card, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And if you're new to my channel, you can subscribe if you want, and I would appreciate that as well. And again, I will put a link to my newsletter if you want to get that from me, so if you can sign up for that as well. Alrighty, well, there you go. There's the card, and we will see you again next Monday for another episode of my Mojo Monday. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.